Hi guys, this is a video about how to know or how to deal with your steering wheel being in a weird position when you think it's straight, but it's actually just not straight at all. So when you've done something like the bay park forward, so let's just say, for instance, in your life, you're like, do you know what? I never really liked the bay park. I'm always just going to find a really quiet part of the car park and I'm going to drive straight into the car parking space and then I'm going to go shopping. Now, this is all well and good, but there's going to be a time where you've gone into that bay and then other people then park around you, right? So I've made a point of parking into a bay where there's a car now next to me on the right and there's a car now next to me on the left. So even with the best intentions, if I went to the most quiet part of the car park, I am now boxed into this area. Now, another thing that could happen is that you may be next to a total post made of concrete if you're underground, right? Now, the point of this is because of this. My steering wheel looks straight, but I can assure you my steering wheel is not straight. So if a student has come into their bay, I always say to them, make sure that you steer straight. It's really important because when you leave the shop later or when you're coming out of your bay later, you need to know where your wheels are. So end straight so it's easier to come out. Now, I know that in our lives, we're going to be busy and we're going to need to get into the shop quickly because we need to have our chocolate milk as quickly as possible. But when we go into our bay, if we leave our wheels out or like in a slightly weird position, when we get back in the car, if we're not super confident about it, then when we move, we may go to one side very quickly and we may hit the concrete post or we may hit the other people's cars. I was in a car park once, years ago. I was smoking a cigarette. I don't smoke anymore. It's been a long time, but I was smoking a cigarette and I saw a lady just in so much trouble with this and she scraped along the car so many times. It was so bad. She caused so much damage to the parked car. It was unbelievable. I'm afraid I had to report that because that was horrendous. The car was absolutely annihilated and then she just drove off. Not good. So this is a video about how to deal with where your wheel is. Now, this could be because you're sharing a car with somebody else. So it might be on your driveway. It might be that you've decided in the shop that you're going to drive home instead of the other person. Or you may have finished your bay park on your test and you're thinking, okay, cool, and my wheels are straight, and they're not, right? And now you need to get out of the situation. Now, if you've driven into a bay parking space, the examiner does want you to pull out half of the car first before you do the steering to the direction that you want to go, because then you're imagining that there's parked cars on the left and the right. But in this case, I have got parked cars on the left and the right. I've deliberately put my steering wheel in a dodgy position. My steering wheel is not straight, even though it looks straight, like I showed you before. It looks straight, but it's absolutely not. I've turned it to one of the directions and actually I've forgotten. I've actually forgotten which way I've put it. Yeah, so it doesn't matter because this is the whole point. Right, so the point of this is to learn very quickly where your wheels are. So when you're coming out of the bay, you need to go slowly. Because first of all, if your wheels are not in the right place, if they're in an incorrect position, we don't want to be going in the incorrect direction for too long, because that's when we're going to start hitting cars on the left and the right or start hitting concrete pillars and all that stuff, Don't want that. So what we want to do, and I say to my students, because I do this exercise with my students sometimes, if they're very confused, I will deliberately change the wheel for them. I'll get them to cover their eyes and I'll move the car a smidge and I'll change the wheel without them looking, right? And I'll just like literally move like a handprint and I'll change it all and I'll be like, right, let's see what you can do with that then. and it's really useful. So the first thing, right, if you're leaving your wheels to the left and the right, look, it's going to affect the other people's parking anyway, right? So we want to have straight wheels so everybody can park like nice and uniform with each other. But if you have left your wheels out, this is what you need to do. You need to move out very, very slowly and for about a hand print, like that much length. You want to go back that much and you need to figure out where the car is going, right? It's really important that you figure out where the car is going. And most importantly, you need to figure out where the back of the car is going. Okay, when you move, when you've noticed which way the back of the car is going, you want to do the opposite way round to what the back of the car is doing. Now, I'm going to demonstrate that because I know that has now become really complicated. I'm a little bit worried about my phone overheating here. So I'm just going to feel, okay, because I lose videos from this. Right. I'm going to save this one and then just carry on with what I'm talking about, just in case. Okay, back again, just in case. I don't want to lose all of that footage. Right, okay, so I'm going to move, and in the first handprint of my movement, I need to figure out where the back of the car is going, right? And then from there, I can decide what to do. Right, so this is it. So into reverse, in a car park, so I'm checking absolutely everywhere. I have no intention of leaving this car parking space straight away. No intention at all. Checking around, making sure I can go back a handprint. Okay, finding the bike. Sending myself back a handprint. Okay. I have now realised that the back of the car is going to the right. So to be able to fix that, I need to steer to the left. Very quickly, one whole turn, because it looks straight, but it's not. It's one turn to the right. This is one turn to the right because I've just felt the car move to the right at the back. And because of that, I need to steer one turn to the left to make it straight. Okay, so I'm going to do that now. So back into reverse, checking round, making sure it's okay. I'm going to go back a handprint, but turn the wheel quickly. Handprint quickly. Yep, now I'm going to stop. Now, to absolutely double check this now, I'm going to go back another handprint to make sure that I am correct. Yeah, that's straight. All right. I strongly suggest that you go and practice this in a car park, right? Because some really nasty little accidents can happen with this if you don't know where your wheels are. All right, it's really important. Go back a handprint and figure out in that time where the back of the car is going. Feel with that handprint, ooh, the back of the car is going to the right. I felt it go to the right. So I need to do the opposite of that. I need to make sure that the back of the car doesn't go to the right anymore. So I'm going to steer to the left. One circle, and then I'm going to stop again if I need to. And then I'm going to go back another handprint, and then I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm straight. And then I'm not going to be hitting the brick, the concrete pole underground. I'm not going to be hitting the Teslas and the Porsches and whatever's on the left and the right boxing you in. Yeah, really important. Yeah, you don't want to have any costs like that going on. I really hope that this little video helps you. Yeah, figure out where the back of the car is going in one handprint, guys, and then deal with it from there. I really hope this information helps you, and have a nice day. I'll speak to you on the next one.